good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, it's your world, because you are the world, you know? Yeah, you're in tune to Smash. This is the Your Voice podcast, the podcast where, you know, you get to air your opinions and your voice. And yeah, well, this is the first one, the first episode, so if I sound a bit rusty, a bit rough, you know, it's the first one, so bear with me. Hope you are comfortable and relaxed. So today's first episode, we're here with you know what, brother, I'm just gonna let you introduce yourself, you know, fam. God.
I love how this brother never introduction nobody. There's no build up, man. You meant to, you know, lay out my accomplishments out here. Anyway, yeah, so it's just Jermaine, aka Mr. Mackenzie, aka Jay, entrepreneur, owner of TM Management and Legacy London. You've probably seen me out here with everything media based within London and beyond. But yeah, man, I'm here with my brother. We're gonna talk to you about some things today.
Yeah, nah, man, bless. Thanks for coming down and that. It's always a pleasure to have, man, and that. Gonna keep this one quick and as possible, cause I know you're always a man that's got a million things to do, you get me? But yeah, first question, yeah, I know that, yeah, you're very much like into the entrepreneurism, so to call it, yeah. But you started off with like doing music, and I know music was very much at the heart of like what you done, yeah. So what I wanted to ask is like, what does music mean to you, like at the essence, or what does music mean to you, yeah?
Music is very important to me. To be honest, it's still there. Yes, I'm an entrepreneur, and yes, I own brands, but the reason why I think I got where I got as an owner is necessity. I was a recording artist by myself, but doing all of the attributes of what a record label would have to do by myself. So, you know, your recordings, your management, your booking, I was doing that by myself and doing it for the people that were around me. So transitioning into business was pretty much simple. We still record. You'll probably hear some stuff from me here and there, but it's not out of I need to do this. I do it because I love music and it's a part of my personality. It's part of my art and another way to express, really.
That's what I wanted to get onto, like the love of the music and stuff, man. I mean, like, is music just music? I think there's a lot of people that just do music for the sake of doing music, you know, so that's good to hear. But alright, next question. What would I say? How do you find it trying to be like a young black entrepreneur in London in 2017?
Well, it's good levels to it. When I first came into it, it was a thing where the olders really ran it, and there wasn't a lot of information. When I came into it, I'm telling you, it was like, yes, you had guys that have come through the game like Mega Man and that, but there was no actual owners really like linking with each other and having conversations and going to functions and forums. It was like myself and like two other people. So, and you had to go and source them people. They weren't next to you. You had to go to events, link people, go into different scenarios, go to different parts of the UK and link into it. When I first got into it, it was hella hard. Now, especially in London, everybody knows running a company is pretty much a must to survival. You have to be excellent at one field, and that's what you create a business around. And I think people that I'm happy about London, I love being in London because I feel like people have started to cotton onto it, especially within my age range. So at the moment, it's hella exciting. But when I came into it, super daunting. You were like, shit, what the fuck am I doing? There's no one here my age. You know, no one's trying to show me nothing. What is my business? Like, my business is nothing what it was when it started in 2012 to where it is now in 2017. We were doing it as purely as a promotion company. Now we're a legit management firm. You know, we've evolved, and entrepreneurship has allowed me to extend into other brands. But my actual company is a management firm. But it's crazy exciting right now, man. London's got everything going on. There's an event every weekend. There's an event every week. There's something going on that you can connect yourself into, and the world is actually excited about it. So there's a lot of opportunity. So it's an exciting time, man.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I mean, yeah, man, that's good. I mean, some people that might not have looked into some of the stuff what you've done so far. I mean, at the moment, we've got a joint venture what's called You Are Legacy. Like, really what we're trying to do is just open some eyes and let people know that there are things to do and things to aspire to, other than the conventional things that are being advertised to us in London. So, you know, I think it's a powerful movement, but I want to hand the spotlight back over to you, because some people may just hear this and may have not got to see that yet. So I want you to sort of let the people know what Legacy and You Are Legacy is about and how it came about.
Once again, that particular project, obviously, brother, I've known you for a minute, and I was already developing Legacy London. Legacy London is an entrepreneur platform. What we were doing was, as I was building my company, I was going out and talking to loads of owners from every age range, from mine upwards, downwards, just talking to people. And what I found was the information that I was getting was like super valuable. Like, I'm taking it in, and yes, I could be selfish and keep it to myself, but I was like, yo, I know that there's people out there that would love to hear this information. It's like you can't even buy this information. You couldn't go and get it in a book. It's not there. So what the whole plan was, I was going to put together a few interviews. We was going to do a small podcast, but me, man, Mackenzie, we think big. So I was like, yo, I produced it. I showed it to a couple of guys I know that are in TV over at Sky. Shouts to Devs and that. And they loved it, and they kind of came out to me and said, yo, this is a TV show. So what we did was we were building up the awareness through Instagram, through Facebook, and seeing how much interest there was within ownership and entrepreneurship in London, and it boomed. The numbers that I came back with were crazy. So as I built it, I was like, well, what's another level that I can get the content out now? In this day and age, especially youngsters, they want their content now. It's all good having it on TV and they'll watch it when they get a chance to, but they want something that they can just bang on their phone and have an interview and see it straight away. So when I said to you, I was like, well, you out here filming some great stuff, but I've got some dope content that's about to be the thing, innit? So I was like, realistically, the content that I've got and the meetings that I'm being invited to and the places that I'm going to, I was like, it just makes a no-brainer, innit? We were just like, yo, you come and film it. This is my content, and we bring it to you together. So You Are Legacy is literally your filming company, and You Are's platform of being able to bring something to light and make it look like you want it to look like, and me just giving you the content of what Legacy is, which is ownership, entrepreneurship, and branding.
And why did you feel like that was something you had to do? Because obviously, I don't want to go into too much, but you're a guy that's got fingers in many pies. So what was it that stood out about that? Why did you feel that was needed?
Oh, why do you think the entrepreneurship thing was needed, or the platform was needed? Just because nobody was doing it. I went on YouTube and I typed in entrepreneurship and looked at those platforms, and half of them were American. Like, there's nothing to do with us. And we've got thousands of owners across London, but there's not one platform for them. So I was like, this is a must. And because I'm on the up and this is what I'm doing, I'm actually in there. And, I'm networking, still very young, fresh and ting out here. But I'm in it. I'm in the mix. So why not me? If I've been doing business from the age of 13 up till now by myself and been successful at it, I think I've probably, and I've always brought people in. If you see the way we did Legacy from the start, yes, I have people that work with me, but I rarely say these are my employees or this is my, I don't really say that. They all run their own companies. They just work with me because this is a good idea and it attaches to what they're doing. And as I always tell to people, you run your company, you connect with me and we do it. So even if You Are Legacy, once again, it's a duo there. Legacy London is my idea, but the people that are involved in it have their own ways of getting their own self out. So Leah Mackenzie, great presenter, she's involved in it. She does a lot of presenting for us, but she has her own thing going on as a model, as an actor. Leon Mackenzie, the football player turned boxer, once again doing amazing stuff with mental health and doing a lot of presenting for us. But they all have their own thing. So as long as you're speaking positively and about building something, you fit into Legacy, really. As long as you're sincerely positive about making a difference, I can put you into what I'm doing, and I'm happy to try and work with you.
Yeah, no, that's cold, bro. That's cold. Yeah, man. I want to wrap up this subject, but that's cold. You touched on a lot of stuff, man. That's like I relate to a lot, man. I relate to a lot. Obviously, that's why we're working together. But yeah, that's great. Alright, so finally, just to wrap that up, yeah. What I wanted to ask is, in regards to Legacy, who do you think it affects, and who do you target, and who do you think it affects, and what changes do you hope to see over maybe sort of the next 2 to 3 years of pushing the Legacy campaign?
I think it affects everybody, to be honest. Because I'm in the London scene, I can speak directly for us. But within London, as you know, we live in the most expensive country in the world. And working a 9-to-5 job, I'm telling you from now, by 2020, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, because there's a lot of companies that are downsizing, 0-hour contracts, all those kind of things. They're just going to make you fight for stuff. If you own something and you work, it stops you from being that one paycheck away from being broke, But once again, owning something gives you a sense of pride, if you know what I mean. I think you work hard for something that's yours, and you'll always go hard for it because it's your idea and it's your passion and it's your desire. So you'll push for it. Yes, it's hard, but realistically, would you rather work your ass off for yourself and your family that you can pass down to your sons and go, here you go, work for me, work for dad now, and then take it and do your own thing? Or would you rather work for somebody else that has no loyalty towards you, and then when you get ill or have a hard time and they dash you, now you 50 looking at like, what the fuck's going on? That's my concept on it. I say ownership is for everybody. Own something. I don't care if you making hairbands in your house, as long as you own it, then you're on the right track. Then you are, basically, that is for you, innit? So yeah, so I would say the legacy is for everything, because it's, I'm if you know me, I've always been very positive. There's very few ways that you can kind of get me upset. I'm very, very positive, and I'm very focused and driven to what I'm doing. But that's why I think entrepreneurship was just for me. I was always working. I have my own company, yes, but I love to collab with other ideas. I collabed today. I think at the moment, I'm working on about 8 to 9 different projects at the same time. But that's just me. I can't talk to anybody else, but that's just me. And I'm always, I hate downtime. I'm always on to the next. If I'm not working, I'm with my kids. So if I'm not with my kids, I'm on to the next project. So I would say, yeah, ownership is for everybody. Even if you're thinking about it, this is what this is for. Even if you're a kid and you're in school and you're 15, 16, thinking about starting up a business, I want you to be able to watch Legacy, go on our YouTube page, look at our Instagram, look at our Twitter, see me out and about with any projects that I'm doing, and get some kind of information from it so you know where to start. So we got obviously the Instagram page at Legacy London, a Facebook page again, Legacy London. You can catch us on YouTube for the You Are Legacy. That's up now. Got some great interviews there with young Patania, and a great interview there that's coming up now with Mega Man. He dropped some gems on us. We got some other stuff coming up. I've got a few projects coming up now with She Republic. Big shouts to Big J as well, because he's super helpful. If you want to do some workshops and get some funding, that's your guy. I'm telling you. Shouts to Big J and his whole Big J sauce. I'm using that this summertime, barbecue time. That's me right there. And there's a lot of people out there that I think I'm working with. I got Fur Logic that I'm doing a furniture range with right now. It's a new tech company. They're out here doing a lot of workshops and a lot of just great ideas, really realistically. But so I'd say, guys, again, social media, Legacy London for Facebook, Legacy London for Instagram. Get me at T Mackenzie 1 for Twitter, because that's the management firm, but we talk about everything Legacy as well. And YouTube, once again, You Are Legacy.
Alright, and just before we sign off, just before we let you go on a complete different note, it's a quick question, First thing is money, Is it real or is it fake?
Is it real? Is it fake? We live in London. It's very real. Trust me. It's not. Don't get it twisted. I'd love to come on this platform and say, yo, money's not a thing, but it really is. When you're making your idea, it's not. When whatever you decide to do as a brand, you have to love it. No money or money, because as soon as you hit a hurdle and there's no funds there, you're not. To be honest, most companies that start don't make money for the first 2 to 3 years. That's just life. McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Google it. These people do not make money, but they do it because they love to do it, and the money will come. And, it's kind of, that's what I always say to people: money should never be your focus. If you truly love what you're doing, money will come. So it's not that important, but as a business, for your development, it does have its purpose. The more funds you have, the more capital you have, the more people you can help, and the more situation you can help yourself and put yourself in better situations. So it does need to be there. The target does need to be there, but early days, just do what you're doing because you love it.
Yeah, no, that's deep, because what I think is money sort of secondary to an action. It's like a certificate of something you're supposed to do, or something that you're supposed to have. But it's not. It's a deep question, I feel, because money's as a result of. You know what I mean? It's secondary. But all right, just to close, then the last thing is world without money. Yeah, what would that be like?
A world without money. People, someone asked me this the other day, and I referred to Star Trek. I'm a movie buff, I swear to God. I referred to Star Trek because they always if you're a Trekkie fan, you'll know they actually don't have currency. Everything is done for necessity, so everybody's job role is to benefit the earth. So working together and doing things together are a must. That even goes back to owning stuff. If you excel at one area, then you are forced to then barter with what you do well with the other person to get at what they do well. And that's how you function in life. I personally think world without money allow us focusing on a lot more important shit.
So again, then is money real, or is it fake? And they say time is money. So but this is what I figured out. It's like they say time is money, yeah. So that means time is the same as or equal to. So when you get money, your time has been stolen.
No, not at all. I get what you're trying to say. I get it. That's the kind of thing my mother used to come up with all the time. The whole concept of time is money, and I get it. But same way that I'm saying to you is when you work on something consistently, the money is just the outcome. If I work on one project consistently for 2 years straight to get it to its best ability, somebody's gonna want it. So somebody's gonna say, "Yo, I'll put up this for it." So it's just part of it's the cause to reaction, basically.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, no, we're saying the same things, brother. I completely agree. But it's like you can either put your time down and work hard and get money, or you can give your time away to someone and they will give you money for your time. But ultimately, your life is what's important because it's your world and it's your life. So you should find the balance, ladies and gentlemen. Find the balance, people. Do the things you love, and when you become good at them, you will yield dividends and money for them. So it's up to you lot. Time or money, is money an illusion? It's up to you lot. Anyway, that was Your World Voice podcast. Your voice, your world, your life. Smash.
Jermaine.
Yeah, we're gonna get out of there, get on with some editing we gotta do. So stay tuned, look out for all the new things, all of the lights. Yeah, you're done now. Peace.